Hello everyone, welcome to Amani's Lightwork Keys to Akasha section of my channel. For those of you who are new or you're just visiting, welcome. It's great to have you here. If you've been here from the beginning of time, I truly appreciate your continuous love and support. Okay, so today is May 31st, 2021. I am doing a reading request from a subscriber for Kalief Browder. Okay, if you know anything about the Kalief Browder case, there's information available online. There's various sources where his information can be found. Okay, but before I go into his case, I just want to give you some back history into this section of my channel and my channel as a whole. Okay. Every reading that I do is, based on channeling and interpretation. That means that I'm using my ability in the aid of spirit to get the readings done. So everything is interpreted, basically. What I receive, I interpret with the meaning of the card, if that makes any sense. If you're new and you're visiting and you want to understand tarot, you want to understand how clairvoyance works, you want to understand what that looks like in terms of interpreting, okay, what spirit is saying in connection with what comes on the screen, what flies out, pretty much, okay, if that makes any sense. All right, so if you do have inquiries also about this section of my channel or private readings, you can send me an email to iofakasha108@gmail.com, or you can send me a direct message to my Instagram at AmaniIfe777. Okay? All right, so Kalief Browder, he just had a birthday, May 25th, 1993. He died June 6th, 2015. Okay? His cause of death was a claim that he was found hanging in his parents' home. Okay, the claim was that he hung himself inside of the home. Okay, his mother found him. His mother, I believe, I did see that he may have been a foster child, or he was adopted by someone, is what it seemed like as well, in terms of information. And what I found out about his family, okay? And that mother, I believe, died the year after he did from a heart attack, okay? Another situation, his case, there's a lot going on. So there's a lot in the sense where how he ended up in solitary confinement at Rikers was because his case, they refused to put up his case for trial. And how he ended up in that situation was because the claim was that he stole a backpack full of valuables. Okay, he stole a backpack. He was arrested a few times, but in all, and under all of that, he still was a good person. He was a smart individual. I was getting that. He was smart. He's intelligent. But he may have had a few run-ins with law enforcement over the years. So between 2010 all until he passed. Okay, so 2010 and all those years in between, to 2015, where he's incarcerated, where he's then released from solitary confinement. Okay, then he ends up the claim of him hanging himself. All right, but I'm gonna look into his case and see what really was going on there with him, and what important information that may not have been covered or looked over, I can see if I can get. Okay. All right. Okay. So, Kalief Browder, born May 2015. Okay, so one interesting thing about this as well, I don't know if I mentioned it already, I might have, that he passed June 6, 2015. Okay, and not only did he experience arrests and being put into a situation where he's in solitary confinement for a long period of time, that could be mentally deteriorating. I believe that they said that he had a few mental or psychological dispositions as well, but let's see what's going on. Okay. All right, so I'm going to try my best to do this in chronological order, meaning from start all the way up, leading up to the last couple of energies being leading up to his passing. Okay, the card that's underneath is the Six of Pentacles energy. He was born May 25th, which would be making him what is that, Gemini energy, right? That's like Gemini. Yeah, that's like Gemini energy there. At the end of May going into June is like Gemini. Okay, but the Six of Pentacles energy is underneath because he may have been, I'm getting the idea of alone. Like, I believe, during the time he was incarcerated and he was having run-ins with police, and he was, he experienced being stopped and frisked. He experienced, they claim he, oh, excuse me. It's interesting. I always get hiccups when I read. I have no idea why. But what I was saying before the hiccup was that during the time he experienced those run-ins with police officers and being stopped and frisked, there was a situation, that happened over a course of years. They claim that happened over a few years starting from 2010. He could have been in school, he could have been in school. He was a teenager at the time, and all that started from when he was a teenager. The run-ins with police, the arrests, the stop and frisk, the holding, experiencing being in a holding cell, coming out, and then experiencing that again. I would say that they really had him covered in the sense where his every move was surveillanced. They were keeping a really close eye on him, on his behavior from the time he was a teenager, okay? But with the Six of Pentacles represents a financial need. It's a 6, so that would mean a financial need or financial help from another individual or individuals. And the Six of Pentacles he could be embodying because he could have needed a loan, at which the spirit was saying, okay, he needs a loan, and a loan could be residing with the idea of using it for school. I believe he attended school. This could be a loan of any kind. A loan meaning, can I borrow something from a family member, right? I needed a couple of dollars to go run this errand. Or it's a loan, like a federal loan, like a government loan, a Perkins loan, a private loan. If you're talking about something that's needed for school. And I also get the idea of like a reimbursement. So you could have had aid. I believe he finished, a couple of credits at the Bronx Community College, one of those schools up in the city. He did finish a couple of credits, but I'm also getting an idea of a reimbursement. Typically when you apply for financial aid, you get a reimbursement. And I do feel like that reimbursement someone may have been keeping their eyes on, like someone external, like someone like in his family. I'm getting an idea of a friend as well too, like a friend could have had a really close eye on some type of money that he may have been owed from financial aid. But it doesn't have to be financial aid. It could be whatever. If it's not a federal loan, then it's a private loan. It's a loan as in he could have literally borrowed money, like cash money, from someone close, like a friend or a family member. He used the money, but then he may not have given the money back. So it just depends on what's going on. But the reimbursement could be needing to reimburse someone on his end, vice versa, or the reimbursement could definitely be financial aid related, federal loan related, private loan related, if you're dealing with school and things of that nature. That's why the Six of Pentacles energy is underneath. If it's not only that, the Six of Pentacles could also be the need of the family, some type of really interesting financial need that the family did have with his information, or a loan that he took out. I'm getting the idea that a loan that he may have taken out for school or for some type of private use, it interfered with something that the family was trying to do. And now I'm being drawn to an insurance policy or some type of life insurance policy that someone in his family could have taken out, like a father, what's another situation, a father, an adopted father, a foster parent of some kind. Someone did have, or they did, or they took out recently, or they did it in the past when he was younger. It just depends on what's going on. But there's definitely energy of financial aid reimbursement, a check associated with that. That's another situation. Someone could be receiving that, or they did already receive it and cleaned it out. That's one scenario. Then there's this energy of like a life insurance policy and insurance policy. So that may be something that he was aware of during the time he was alive, or I also get the idea that that's something that someone is also still trying to get to, like someone in the family, someone that he worked with. I believe he had a few jobs, so the spirit also implied that something with the family asking for that is also intertwined with some people or a job that he worked in. Those two scenarios are intertwined in terms of a life insurance policy and insurance policies, and people receiving funds from those things that he didn't get a chance to receive anything from. I mean, he may have, but they could have said, you can't access this until you're, 18, 19, 20, however old he was at the time when he had that kind of stuff running. Or he had that information, filed under his name, somebody could have had access to. Okay, but that's really important to be aware of. Six of Pentacles. All right. The starting point has Libra. Anytime I see the Justice card, he could have literally been dealing with a Libra, or this energy could also be the energy of the court system. Okay, any kind of legality, the court, police, investigations, lawyers. Justice energy here being in the starting point. His energy is telling me that he didn't steal. Okay, I'm getting that feeling that he didn't steal. That may not have been something, that he was really that confident in doing, pertaining to the kind of personality that he had as a person. Okay, and I'm not getting that he stole. I do get the idea that he may have been really set up with this energy here, like he was really set up. I'm getting the court. He may have been set up in the court. I'm also getting the idea of fingerprints with the Justice energy as well. Okay, something, he's telling me something about school and fingerprints, or something happened with him getting fingerprints for school, or just getting fingerprints in general. Okay, now I see what's going on. Excuse me. Now I see what's going on here. He trying to go as chronological, trying my best to do this in chronological order. He typically when you apply for school, you do need fingerprints. Anytime you need whatever kind of government assistance, his identifications and things of that nature, you do need to get fingerprints done. But I'm getting the idea that because he was arrested before, or he had a few run-ins with law enforcement, that interfered with him finishing school. Okay, that interfered with something going on with the fingerprints and the identifications. And, when you do fingerprints and identification screening, they look at your background. They look to see if you have any criminal background. That I do feel was a flawed situation, because that may have caused problems with him continuing school. Okay, that could be why as well. I'm getting this feeling of elaboration, or what do you call that? Elaboration, or either elaboration with the situation of why he couldn't continue school. Oh, I see what's going on. Like they didn't elaborate on the reason into why he did not complete school. And it could have something to do with his criminal like it's something with his criminal background, his fingerprints. I'm getting the idea that a loan may have been stopped, or a loan that he took out may have been paused because of the criminal, because of the criminal background, because of him being arrested and being stopped and frisked in the past for this, that, and the third. That interfered with him finishing school, which could be why he ended up only completing a certain amount of credits while he was at school. But I keep getting the emphasis of it interfering with the loan. It interfered with the loan, like his financial aid that he was receiving, which is why he probably did not finish school. Or they said that, he, and ended up in this kind of the detention because of his time that he spent with law enforcement, because he was arrested a few times. So that did interfere, but it's also because of that background, okay? But the justice energy is here too as well. And the emphasis on him not stealing, or he's saying that his energy is saying he didn't steal, was because it was a plan, or they had that design pertaining to the insurance policy or his insurance that he received or someone else wanted that was around him at the time. So that could have been someone that he was working with, that could have been a family member. It just depends. Like, their information is really intertwined with something that he had privately going on with his loans from school and reimbursements and things of that nature. Someone also may not have wanted him to finish, or he tried to finish school. Like, that may have been something that he wanted to do. But I'm getting as well that someone around him, I'm being drawn to like a coworker. I'm not getting the energy of a family member as yet, but a coworker is coming through. Coworker could be Libra, or someone has Libra in their chart, or justice energy is also a co-worker did something really shady with his information, or something with processing information, like a document. A co-worker may have done something really shady there, and that could have also interfered with his job and school aid and financial aid, okay? What he's waiting on is the Two of Cups energy. So the Two of Cups energy would be a partnership that could reside with a Libra if it's not only court and police and arrest energy and things going on that are court related or document identification and fingerprint related, then it could be some type of bond that he did have going on with a Libra energy. It could be a male or a female. Okay, male or female elements there. I am getting the idea of like a store setting as well too. I believe that they said something about the backpack and those kind of interactions being someone that worked in a store setting, like a storefront. Those buildings that have like apartments at the top and there's like a store at the bottom, some type of interaction like that. But the spirit is telling me that someone was using his information. That could be a Libra, or someone that he worked with specifically was using his information. Someone didn't want him to finish school. I'm getting the idea of owed money, or because he owed money to someone specific. Okay, I see what's going on. There's this, I keep getting like identification and things of that nature too. There's this situation of like this energy, like this Libra, what's coming off of this Libra energy is like, it keeps giving me the idea of possibly like a coworker, someone that worked, and also someone that worked in a store. I don't know if he worked in a store, some type of store like setting, or it's just a coworker that he's dealing with that he's telling, his energy is saying that person stole something, that person claimed that he stole something. But there's also this element, Six of Pentacles underneath that, where he could have literally borrowed money from someone at some point and they interfered. He may not have given the money back, or they didn't give the money back, just depends on what's going on. But they interfered majorly where they are they found out a way to contact someone from his school, possibly like the people that are responsible for issuing out the financial aid, processing financial aid. Someone that he was dealing with, like in a job. This could be like a school related job. Like this is like a job that's connected with the school somehow. Or someone that he was working with separately, they're connected to the school somehow. They interfered with the processing of his information. But I keep getting it. It is because of a loan, like a financial loan or some money that he literally borrowed from someone that he was working with. They interfere, like they make calls. I'm getting this feeling of getting on his information or kind of like conjoining their information with his, if that makes any sense. Someone was trying to conjoin their information with his so that they could receive, I get after incarceration, like someone was trying to do that so they can receive some type of benefit after his incarceration or during his incarceration. The spirit keeps emphasizing that it was a setup, sort of a plan that he experienced with this individual. If this is the sign of Libra that he was working with, they're involved with his school, they're involved with his reimbursements and things of that nature. It's a really deep setup and plan with someone using his information, trying to get on it, insurance policies and things of that nature. You know, I also get the idea that someone may not have wanted him to work or live somewhere as well too. That's why that energy is there. Okay, someone didn't want him to work somewhere. Like this is like a school job, or this is a job that is interconnected to something going on financial aid wise with the school. So he could have been getting paid through the school, or the job, the job was linked to, like, the job could have been giving him, like, he may have been working towards a major that really worked well with the kind of work that he did. So this is doing work. This is like getting credits for example, if I want to be a nurse, I'm gonna do some field work in a doctor's office as a nurse, or I'm just, as a student, a student or a nurse in training. I'm going to do some of that work. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that, whatever hours that I put in, I'm going to get those hours pretty much converted or transferred into credits. Right? So I do feel like that may have been something, like someone may have been trying to block that. I do feel like that was something that he either wanted to do or he did, or he was trying to do, with the Two of Cups and the Justice energy there. But someone didn't want him to work somewhere anymore, go to school somewhere anymore. Somebody wanted to use his information. You know what I mean? I do feel like someone was in communication with the court system as well. Like somebody that he was tied to was really deep in his information. Like they were really deep in it. Like it was a plan. Like they really didn't want him to work somewhere. They really didn't want him to succeed in the work and school, whatever he was doing at the time. Okay? But the Two of Cups energy is here because of an investigation and needing to investigate the court system, getting someone to investigate something going on inside of a store, looking at surveillance cameras, what's going on with my documents and my information and my pay. Those are things that he may have been trying to figure out. Something may have been happening really discreetly with someone that he was working with at the time that he was working. Two of Cups needing to investigate, or someone that he was working with was investigating him the whole time. They were investigating him the whole time, watching his moves, surveillancing him through cameras, making sure that he didn't steal anything. That's why I was getting the idea of not stealing something wherever he worked. But they're watching him, but at the same time, they are also stealing, whoever he was working with. They're also stealing something. So them surveillancing him through cameras doesn't make any sense. The person that was surveillancing him, they may have been the ones that needed to be surveillanced, because they set up something really shady around him with his information, his documents, his identification, his fingerprints, not processing his information, saying that he stole some type of aid or that he stole something, And then there's also this element of getting a reimbursement, not getting the reimbursement. Someone already found out a way to get a reimbursement that was supposed to be for him. Something like that, okay? The present has the Judgment card. Okay, so that's judgment right there in the present. Judgment he could have experienced at a workplace, at a school. Judgment in the sense of judgment would be getting, law enforcement, but having interactions with law enforcement and getting arrested. I also get for a false claim that someone put in. It was a false claim from someone that he was working with, or he just knew. Like, he just knew this. I believe the person, I'm not going to say the individual's name, but I did see somebody's name at some point. But that person that he was working with, they're tied, something that they did, but it was a false claim. Like, they said that he stole the backpack, he stole this, that, and the third, he stole this amount of money. Someone just didn't want him to be, if he didn't work directly with that person wanted to use, I keep getting insurance. That person just wanted to use his information for their insurance. They wanted to, or something about him being somewhere specifically interfere with that person receiving a part of his insurance. Or some type of insurance policy that person was a part of with his information. But I'm feeling, it's really interesting though, what I'm feeling is like, this kind of plan on someone is like, it kind of gives me that feeling that it may have been happening for a while. Like this, like it's like happening for a while, as it's like a neighborhood connection, it's a school connection, it's a workplace connection, a workforce connection with identification and criminal background and history. Somehow someone has this plan around him where, we need to get him into solitary confinement. We need to get him arrested so that we can continue receiving the benefit. I keep getting like school aid. Like, it's telling me that someone does receive that benefit from his school aid. Someone else receives that, like someone that he worked with or lived with. So, or it's through the foster care or adoption situation that he had, a really close knit neighborhood connection that he had, or his family had with somewhere or someone that he worked with. They have a really tight insurance policy running on him for whatever reason. But that type of plan can't be executed unless someone is arrested often, or it can't be like it can't like have a good like a probable outcome if someone is doing well, if that makes any sense. He would have needed to be constantly arrested in order for some type of claim to be put out about him. So that may reside with the mental health claims, that may reside with the claim of the stealing. Like, that was someone's way to get insurance somehow. I'll give you a perfect example. This is like, say he's working somewhere. Say he's working with someone, and he could be working with someone that doesn't want him to work somewhere anymore. I'm just giving this example, like working with someone that they're trying to get this claim of insanity put out on him, as to save the functionality of their own business. If that makes any sense, to save the functionality of their own business would be to say, I have this employee that's in here. He's not operating properly. He's got something going on with him mentally. Is there a way that I can then save? You see what I mean? So it could be the conditions of the work intertwined with that. The conditions of the work may not have been good. The environment may not have been good for him, really. But someone's trying to save their business by claiming that he's insane to get him into solitary confinement, to then save their business. But I'm also getting the idea that could be what a school did. Like, that could be what a school did. As I'm going on the example, something in the school, like a job in the school did that, or some type of department in the school, somebody did that. Someone did that, But it's connected to the job. Like, it's really connected to the work that he was doing. That's why the judgment energy is right there in the present, which is really crazy to do to someone just to get them out of a situation. I'm also getting the idea of a bank as well. Like, something could be going on transactional with a bank. He could have went to the bank. Someone could be putting money into the bank, or someone could have an account in his name at the bank. But I'm also getting the word allowed. So someone is allowed to do that. Someone is allowed to do that, that is around in his energy, or they were around in his energy at the time. Like someone from the school, someone like a coworker, a supervisor. You know, I'm getting a lot of the school. I'm getting a lot of like the job. I'm getting a lot of that. That's what's coming through there. And that's with aid. That's with like some type of insanity claim. The insanity, what somebody, you know, what's interesting about it as well. Somebody doing that, or it could be like a group of people planning that or trying to plan that on him in that way, is that something that he, but it has something to do with achievement. Part of it has something to do with his achievement, something that he was trying to achieve. Finishing school, getting a good job, whatever. But I feel like I don't see why. I also don't really understand why someone or somebody will want to do that to him. Even if, I mean, there's so many people that would be trying to achieve in life or just get far in life. I don't see why, but I feel like, I feel it's giving me the idea, as I'm asking, it's giving me the idea of the foster care, or it could be like a benefit that he was owed when he, some type of foster care adoption situation, some type of benefit that he was owed. He was owed some type of benefit. That's why the Six of Pentacles is underneath as well. He was owed some type of benefit as he's getting older and he's getting these jobs and he's connecting himself to, you know, to school and work. They're finding out that information. They're finding out like, oh, he's owed this amount of money. How can I? So he won't be given it, or so it won't get deposited into his account, or someone won't give it to him. I'm going to claim that he has this issue, this psychological issue. Then I can then be given that insurance. Like that could literally have been somebody's thought process. In his workplace, in the school, in the family, in the whatever it is. Like all of that is connected somehow. Wow. That's a lot. The future has the moon, that's the sign of Pisces. Could be Pisces here, Two of Cups, Pisces, got Libra. Or that's just intuition. Then you have the instincts for the Seven of Swords. Alright, he is an air sign. So that's his energy would be shown up here with the swords. Like that would be him trying to make a plan. But I keep getting like an investigation. Like he could have gotten to the point, you know, he's an okay guy. Like there's nothing really wrong. I mean, everybody, you know, New York could be a stressful place, or anywhere in the US could be a stressful place. So people would have, you know, people would need, you know, therapy services and things of that nature. Anything could be stressful to someone, but someone wanted to exaggerate that, even if that was the case. But anyhow, the Seven of Swords is giving me an idea of him trying to investigate. I'm getting the school. Like he was trying to investigate the school. He was trying to investigate something that was going on in the school. Yes, he experienced prior arrests, but the school, his connecting himself to the school and the work kind of made that worse somehow. It made it worse. Because he's then, the Two of Cups with the Justice is, he could have been putting in a claim of the Two of Cups, something that he saw. He's putting in the claim of something that he saw, someone in the financial aid, someone in the school, someone in the job. He saw somebody do something with his documentation, or he saw somebody creating some type of document. Could have been something that he asked for, or something is really strange about the document. Whereas he could have been thinking, I didn't give someone that information to even create that kind of document. Whatever kind of document it was. Whatever kind of document it was. You know, but he is then trying to, he could have, there's one point in this where he could have been on his own trying to get law enforcement involved with an investigation with something that was going on in the job in the school. And someone could have been catching on to that as well. Someone could have been catching on to that like hardcore. And they're like, you know, how can I protect? You know, that could have been why they were trying to get him out of the job, out of the school, messing up something there, and Sandy saying he stole this, that, and the third, because he's putting two and two together with, I keep getting the foster care too. Like that could have been happening with some type of adoption or foster care connection that he had when he was growing up. Or they are doing that, but some type of interference with that is connected to the job in the school. But he's finding out something along those lines, and he then himself could have been trying to get law enforcement involved with an investigation. I see people making copies of this, that, and third. Or I also get a duplicate. I see a duplicate of this document. Why do they have this? I'll give you a perfect example. This is, say I go into the financial aid office at my, not even the financial aid office. Say I go into the financial aid office at my school, somebody's school, whatever. And I go in there and I ask, and they're over the desk in the background. Someone has his information about his his adoption or some type of payment that he was supposed to, I didn't give somebody that information. That could literally been him to someone. I didn't give the bursar office this. How did they get that? I didn't give them that. How did they get my criminology report? How did they get whatever? How did they get those things? So he's investigating that. And so because he's investigating Seven of Swords with the moon in the future, because he's deciding to investigate that, because he's deciding to investigate it at that time, somebody's getting nervous in there, and he could have been, he could have been really acting out. He could have been acting out over those findings, and it could have been making somebody around him really nervous, because they were doing something right in the open where he is. Insurance and life insurance things and policies and things of that nature. Somebody in the school could have been doing that. Or somebody's making duplicates of those things. Somebody in the job was doing that. Or they were working kind of together to do that. But the spirit is also telling me it was a lot of money. It was a lot of money that somebody was trying to get on. It was a lot of money. It was a lot of money. It was something was a lot. It was a lot. Seven of Swords, he's investigating. It could be a lot of money, meaning that whatever he had going on with adoption and job, somebody in the job could have just found out what was going on with his regular reimbursement for his financial aid. Someone may have been trying to get on. Someone that he lived with, adoption wise, whatever the situation is, someone that he was living with, working with, they're he's supposed to get this amount in a student reimbursement. How can I get that? So he's finding out that someone is investigating how to get that. With the Justice and the Seven of Swords, The accomplishment has the King of Wands. King of Wands could be the energy of a father. It could also be the energy of a police officer, or a friend. They're right next to the Justice energy. They could be someone that works. They could be law enforcement. They could be a father. King of Wands will be a Leo, a Aries, a Sag male. But they need more information. This King of Wands, they needed more information at the time. So whatever claim he was trying to put in may not have been, they may have been thinking, this isn't enough information for me to investigate the school. This is all you have. This is not enough information for me to investigate the workplace. This is all you have. If that's the case. Or them needing more information, they needed more information directly from him. Or they needed more information. They required more information that someone was trying to give them external, like this Libra, if that's a person, or that's just the energy of the situation. Someone in the store, someone in the school, someone in the workplace. They also get requested. When I ran through those environments, when one of those environments, they requested more information from King of Wands. Or the King of Wands energy requested more information from someone out of one of those environments there. I need more info. You know what I mean? Pinning an issue. One scenario about it is them out of one of those environments, someone's trying to pin an issue of insanity, or that's the ending result where they're trying to say he stole or he was trying to steal something, So if it's a police officer that's coming in or an investigator, they're like, "Where's the evidence? This isn't enough. You're talking about he's trying to steal a backpack in whatever environment is happening in a store, a workplace, a school, whatever it is. You're trying to say he stole this, but I need more. I need concrete details into what is going on here. Why is he acting erratically if he was, Why, he could have been interacting, whoever he was interacting with. I need more details. I need more. He experienced multiple arrests at one point, but this is definitely before. This is around or definitely before his school days, like things that he experienced when he started working and going to school. They're like, I need more information. I need more or that could have been something. If it's not anything like that only, then they could have been asked, I need more information pertaining to his documents. I need more information, right? I need more information about him, like his background. Like somebody could have just been trying to get access to his background that they may not have necessarily come to him directly to ask for. And they could have, that's why I said he could have been acting out when he's finding out that someone is doing that, trying to obtain that kind of information without his permission. Seven of Swords energy. He could have been investigating that. But it's for their well-being or their business or something without his permission. That's one element about it. Okay. The spiritual self has the Ace of Pentacles. This Ace of Pentacles will be a new job. This could happen. One part of this is happening in a job that he was in, or he could have been on the search for looking for a new job. If that's the case, someone just wanted him to do that. But one element about this, someone may not have been thinking that things were going to escalate to the point that they did. Like someone that he was working with, like a supervisor. Someone may not have been thinking that it was going to escalating to the point that it did. Would be him ended up in solitary confinement. But I'm feeling like it's because he decided to speak on something that he saw, something that he experienced, the conditions of a situation or place or an environment. He was trying to speak on that. But because he started to speak on it, it somehow they decided he could have been speaking on it in a way that he could have really been physical about the way he was speaking on it. Like that somehow ended him up in solitary confinement. That ended him up in solitary confinement in the workplace, like in his job, in the school, somewhere, or with someone specific. With the Ace of Pentacles being in the spiritual self next to the Two of Cups, with this job or with someone from the job. But I'm getting the idea that they're investigating. So when I say that too, they could still be investigating, or like it sounds really present, like they're investigating, or they're still investigating. Like they could be someone like, they can be just someone from the court that's on his case, an investigator. They're still investigating, and there's this element of them being really uncertain about a choice that they were involved in. They're investigating that choice that they made, or someone got them to make, somebody got them to make the choice. But the choice has a lot to do with the solitary confinement that he ended up in. But I'm feeling the idea of the solitary confinement, that happened much later on. Like that was something that this is really on the surface, what I'm picking up now. But the solitary confinement also happened much later on. Like that happened much later on. They happen much later on, or they just try to figure out a way. I see what's going on. The more information, the more information and me getting the word elaboration from the beginning with them is that they needed that's why I said they needed concrete details and information in order to even put him in solitary confinement. Their mindset is like, we can't just put him in solitary confinement without some type of knowledge of something, or like I said from the earlier on, a false claim. Like the elaboration, someone elaborated on a false claim. They're like, we need more details enough to even decide to put him in solitary confinement. You're not just going to put somebody in solitary confinement if they aren't, or if they didn't exhibit, he didn't exhibit some type of behavior that was really off the cuff. You know, they would have needed to really observe him. They would have needed, so the getting a chance to really observe him was an outburst that he had when he's finding out how his information is being used, or where it went, or who has it, who managed to get it, or duplicates and copies in whatever environment, school or work. You know, like we need surveillance, you know, we need surveillance footage of him acting this way. Like that's why I said this energy is talking to someone. Like, we can't just put him in solitary confinement. I need video footage. I need video footage of that. Like, you can't just say it. I need to see it. He's like, I need to see it myself. We're not just going to you can't just expect us to put him in solitary confinement without video footage of him acting erratically. Does it make any sense? You know? The mentality has a 6 of Wands. So the 6 of Wands energy would be, you know, some type of plan working out with fire sign male. 7 of Swords, a plan that he had, and they could have had a plan. The 6 of Wands with the 7 of Swords and the King of Wands, a plan that they had may have, obviously, whatever plan they had, it worked. Or him talking, or his interaction with the King of Wands energy and his 7 of Swords, he's embodying 7 of Swords with the 6 of Wands. He may have been thinking that a plan that he had is related to the trial. So the 6 of Wands, 7 of Swords, and King of Wands is the energy, and Justice is the trial. All of that is the energy of the trial that he was supposed to go on, that they wouldn't give him, but he was in the planning phase of trying to get that trial. He was trying to get that trial. I mean, they eventually released him, but he was in the planning phase of trying to get that done. And the King of Wands energy, the needing more information could be why they claimed he couldn't get a trial. He couldn't get a trial. So that's either I need to see and hear more details of what he experienced, or he did receive in more information pertaining, I keep getting like this idea of a lie. King of Wands energy received more details of a lie a false claim that someone put in. Hence the reason for them making the collective decision to not give him a trial, like not put him up for trial. Because somebody came in with more false information. Somebody came in with more fake information for this person, King of Wands. But they're listening to it. They're listening to that information. That's why he ended up in solitary confinement for so long. Like, they were listening to that. You know, something what's interesting too is like lie detectors, like not giving, why didn't they give someone a lie detector test? Someone could have been given a lie detector test, you know, someone from the school, someone from the work, like some interaction that he had with someone that put in the false claim. They either weren't given one, or they were given one and something may have been rigged about them being given a lie detector test. I don't know if they offered it to someone. Like, that's really important. Or him. I don't know if they were trying to give him one. They gave him one. They didn't give him one. Or they just didn't offer him one. Or someone was rigged about that. Or that's someone that's putting in false claim information. They weren't given one. Or someone was rigged about them being given one if they were given one. You know? Which is really crazy. It's really shady. You know what I mean? And whatever it is that's going on there. You know? He did have the energy of a friend coming through. They could have had a friend. That's why I was saying from the beginning, they could have had a friend on the stand, someone he worked with, someone from school. They could have had those people on the stand as well too. You know? They claim he experienced some type of stalking and all those things, and gang stalking over the course. I get partly factual. So all of that is partly factual, the spirit said. Partly factual. Like, not all of it is true. So it's partly factual, the gang stalking and those kind of things happening. But it's bringing me back to the idea of a lie detector test that someone wasn't given, or they should have been given, or they were given it and it was rigged. So that's on his end, or that's someone that is what do you call it? That's someone that is like a defendant. I mean, he would be a defendant, but he would be on the defendant side. But someone that, like, the prosecutor, like, you're prosecuting, you know, someone that's like the prosecutor that's coming in and they're claiming this, that, and the third. That energy, something's going on, lie detector test with somebody or somebody's along those lines. Six of Wands, Seven of Swords energy, you know. The changing position has the Ace of Wands energy. So the Ace of Wands would be, I get something like a revoked. The trial, yes, was revoked. You know, that was revoked. Something, whatever he was trying to do, that ended up getting revoked. You know, it ended up getting revoked. Okay. Or something that, I don't feel like it was something someone else was trying to do. I mean, you know, it ended up getting revoked. It could be like the time that he spent in solitary confinement may have ended up longer if someone, you know, if someone didn't come in and say, this is what's going on. This is what's really going on, you know? If someone didn't break down and say and tell the truth with the Ace of Wands, right? You know, that's related to the trial, or he could have ended up getting a retrial at some point. King of Wands could be the energy of a lawyer. I need more information. That could have been one of the parents' lawyers coming in to help save the case. You know, I keep getting the feeling that his solitary confinement probably would have been much longer if someone didn't come in and give more information, and for him to even be put up for trial, his case to be put up for trial, to get retrial. You know, he probably would have been in solitary confinement much longer. Like, much longer. You know? Much longer. And so, the insurance and all of that, like the insurance policy, someone that's, I feel like that was coming through a lot. And then there's money that he was owed. You know what I mean? That could have been increased over time. It was increased over time because of the claims that someone was secretively putting in for his. That could have been related to his arrest. Like, I'll give you a really interesting example. This is like saying, you know, a teenager has like these psychological situations going on. So, you know, he's unstable. So if he gets arrested, this is the amount that you're going to get in return for however many arrests he experienced, however long he is going to be in the situation for, whether he's like arrested and in confinement. All of that generates, someone gets paid to do that as well, like to keep, you know. And what gives in more money, what makes it more, is the claim of his insanity, the claim of the insanity. And that could be related to some type of adoption, like, or foster situation as well too, with the insurance, or somebody even getting the insurance. You know, this is someone's voice. I'm taking care of him. I'm letting him work with me. I'm letting him live with me. He's got, like, you know, he's got these psychological issues. You know, I'm going to get more for him because he may need this amount of medical attention. I'm going to need more money because he's in this state constantly. Then on top of it, he's also getting arrested. That's more for someone as well too. That's more insurance for someone that is taking care of him. That's someone that's a guardian for him. Someone that is working. He's working with someone. you know, right? Like if somebody, if he ends up, for example, he's working somewhere in a job, and the person that he was working for may not have. I mean, if it's through the school, he's gonna get fingerprinted through the school. That's somehow in this system. That's somebody's way of getting more insurance. The school gets more insurance for accommodating a student that has, accommodating students, or accommodating him for the claim that they put in of his insanity, for the fact that he's a student, he's attending that institution. That's more insurance on everybody's end. That's more insurance on everybody's end here. The school, the work, the job, whatever. The home, the foster, the adoption. That's more insurance for everybody. Right? So if he's doing well, that's less, because they have nothing to claim. They'll have nothing to claim. If he's doing well, then he's going to get older, he's going to take the money. He's going to find out, but he's sane enough to investigate what is going on. Like, he's sane enough to investigate what is happening. Someone is fearing, someone is fearing the loss of the insurance money that they've been building up from the time he was a teenager to the point he passed. Someone's like, or that's also somebody that he was working with had that thought. Wow. The resolution had the Three of Wands energy. That's collaboration with fire sign male or males, going towards the moon with the sign of Pisces. That's intuition with the collaboration with. I keep getting that they lied. Someone did lie. They could show up as multiple of them. One of them lied. They're a prosecutor. They're a police officer. They're someone he was working with. One of them lied. They're a lawyer. One of them lied. Someone that claimed they saw this, that, and the third, they lied. You know what I mean? Like, they Three of Wands. The reason why the lie is so important. The reason why the lie is so important. Is because the lie is important because the result of it interferes with a loan he was supposed to receive. That's one. And then the lie is the solitary confinement. But I also get the stalking. The lie is something that's also going on, lie related about the stalking. Like, as either something, okay, the lie related to the stalking, the lie associated with the stalking is that, I know I was getting an idea, the spirit said it was partly factual from earlier on. The lie is either they're not saying everything, or they're saying that they didn't stalk. That's in one scenario. They're saying that they didn't, or that's one part of it. They didn't, or they didn't do something specific with the stalking. That's another element about it. They're saying they didn't do it at all. That's one. Or they did it, but they did certain things, and something is missing about the stalking that they said that they're claiming that they didn't do, or they did, and some part of it is missed. Something that they did isn't covered. Like, something that they did with the stalking isn't covered. So they're saying he was found, but I also get where he was found. It had something to do where he was found. When they finally put up his situation, his case for retrial, and they let him out, he did experience a lot of interesting things. He experienced stalking. I also get like the gun situation. He experienced something with a gun and being shot at. I don't feel like he necessarily got shot, but they could have shot at him and whatever. He was tortured after getting out. He was tortured. I get someone from the school. He may have been tortured by some people from his school, some people from the work. Like, he got tortured by those people. He got tortured by somebody. I don't know about, and police could have been involved with that, or overseeing. So police could have been overseeing that torture he experienced in jail or when he came out. But this is leading up to him being found as well too. Like they, you know what I mean? Him being found inside of his home. You know, I also get the idea of like a window, like some type of window setting. I know they said he was found in the house. Something was going on with the window, like his window. Like this is a night card. I don't know if it was nighttime he was found, you know. But before I elaborate on how he, you know, his death, before I get there, I just wanted to get back to that other point where there's some people from the school, some people that he possibly worked with, like the spirit is telling me the gang stalking, it really bad. Like that was really bad. That ended up being really bad. It ended up really being really bad, but bad in the sense where it's because whatever happened in court with him, there's a document that he could have given. There's a document he could have given to the judge, or he got someone, you know, he may have had a lawyer that was really on his side, someone that was really trying to help him. He managed to get some type of document, or claim that this is the document that they have that's mine, that they made copies of, or whatever it was, or that they duplicated. This is the document I managed to get a hold of, where he could have taken a picture. He could have taken a picture of something that he saw happen in an office, whatever the setting is. He could have gotten whatever it was. He took a picture of the situation and managed to give it. He could have showed them the phone. I get he tried to do that in the beginning. When I elaborated on that, he tried to do something like that in the beginning, but they weren't paying attention. That's why this person was like, I need more one of these elements, I need more information first. Like the picture isn't enough. Like I need a copy. Like I need to see this. I need to hear, I need a recording or something, whatever it is that they were hemming and hawing about what else they needed, you know? But something ended up working, but they're like gang stalking him, and when he's out, they're like gang stalking him now. People in the store. I keep getting this idea of a store, like someone from a store. Because somebody random from a store that he, you know, that he may not even have known was on getting a hold of his information somehow, or some type of money, the money with his information. You know, someone from random from a store. You know what I mean? But I wanted to get back to, there was something going on. The spirit was telling me something about a window, like a window in the home. Like I don't know how big I don't know what it looked like necessarily. I don't know if there's like a ground floor apartment, like a ground floor like house, but something's going on with like a window setting. Or somebody came through the window, whatever it was. I get this idea of broken glass when I said came through a window. I don't know if the cops did that, or the spirit said someone from a school, a friend, something. There's a multiple people here. Like there's a lot of people here, energy wise. That there's like I keep feeling like the gang stalking got really bad. I mean, somebody could have thrown something through his window. That could have been a scenario. Someone could have thrown something through his window as well too. You know? 3 of Wands with the moon. Someone could have thrown something through a window. You know, I'm touching the moon and I get aggravated assault. There's an aggravated assault happening here. I don't know if there's like police. It's trying to understand. Like, I don't know if there's like police coming in. People, somehow they're like coming in. You know, I also get a disguise. Like someone could have came in disguise to his place. Somebody could have been, I don't know, some type of disguise that somebody had on. I don't know if there's like mask and like police. I mean, the only way, police can get into people's places with, what do you call it? Police can get into people's places without warrants. Like, you know, he may have been the only one home. He may have been the only one at home or somewhere, but there's an aggravated assault taking place. Like an aggravated assault, meaning like he like attacked by somebody coming in. That's an aggravated assault. But I also get let in. Like someone was like let in. I feel like someone was let in, or somebody was let in. You know, someone was let in somehow. You know, someone was let in, and there's an aggravated assault with someone being let into the house. Somebody let them in somehow, like someone he was living with. I know they say he was living with his parents, but something's going on with like an aggravated assault with someone being let in. Like that's like a stalker, or but something is really timely with it as well too. Like it's really timely. Like it's like somebody wasn't, so nobody else was home. Like something was really timely about the situation. Something was really strangely timely about it. Like somebody timed that. Like somebody may have been surveillancing when the parents were home, when the mom wasn't home, when somebody wasn't home, and somehow he was stalked. So, you gotta understand, like gang stalking is a serious gang stalking is like someone knows when you wake up. I don't know, something crazy like that. Someone knows when you like go outside in the morning. Like that's hardcore stalking. To know somebody's every move of every day, their move every day, precisely. So I mean, aggravated assault would be like somebody like some type of private investigator could be doing that. Like could have done something like that too. You know, but I keep getting the idea of the school or some type of connection with the school, somebody from the school. Whatever it was, like it's an aggravated. Somebody got in. I think it's an aggravated assault. Aggravated assault would end somebody up in a strangulation of some kind. But let me do an outcome here. But it's because of the child, because of something that he managed to give someone, and how he ended up getting out. You know, let me do an outcome, more elaboration of what's happening here. Okay, so 5 of strife will be like the 5 of wands underneath. I feel like one of these fire sign energies may have been involved with this gang stalking. And who they're affiliated with. Somebody that they're affiliated with as well. Like a group of people, like dudes, you know, like a group of guys. You know what I mean? Then I was getting an idea of the window. Someone could have like came through. Like someone could have like broken a window with him being at home. The rock star, Knight of Wands. So you got another one, and the Knight of Wands clarifies King of Wands. This is a Sag male. That's a Sag male. The rock star. So some of these kings and queens, and they have like occupations at the bottom, which is really interesting. And this person is white. That's on the card, but they don't have to be white. They could be white. They could be like a Latino, Sagittarian male. Okay, a Latino male, a Latino Sag, police officer, someone that you work with, like a man, like someone that complained about him through this whole mess that he dealt with. They attacked somebody. Somehow they attacked him. They could have attacked him outside. They could have, I don't know what the home setting looked like, or they could have came in somehow, or someone let them in. Somehow somebody had, I don't know how they got in, or he could have been out. He could have been like out. He was found in the home, but I was getting that someone was also let in by someone else. Like it could be like a super, I don't know if it's a house or like it's an apartment, like some type of setting. Like somebody could have just barged in, like they let themselves in. They could have let themselves in, and there's an aggravated assault taking place. But the spirit said they knew he was home. Like this individual and their group of dudes, or just them, they knew he was there. That's why I said gang stalking is serious, or stalking period is serious. You know somebody's home at 3 o'clock in the morning, or at 3 p.m. or some type, whatever time it was. Just giving an example. How you know they're home? You gotta be watching them, like clocking them every moment of the day. This person attacked him somehow. Like they attacked him, like attacked him in the sense where he could have attacked him in the sense where they could have like bust down the door at like a really random time, and somehow nobody saw that. But I also get the idea of being protected, like somebody that did that was protected. So what they did it, but they have protection, which means that they could have been disguised as a cop, or it could have been a cop, or it was someone that taunting. It was someone that was taunting him that they bust in and attacked him. They busted in and attacked. Let me do another outcome on the King of Wands of the Rock Star. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what's interesting that this card is Rock Star. 'Cause I was getting an idea of a rock, like a window. Somebody could have literally broken a window. Like that could have been one of the occurrences of the stalking getting worse, where like things are getting broken with rocks. Literally, they could have had a rock on them. All right, let's see. Pleasure, six of Cups energy. So 6 of Cups would be something from the past returning. It would be them. That he had a bad interaction with this person in the past. So there's someone in the court system. There's someone that he worked with. There's someone that claimed he stole this, that, and the third, and he didn't. There's someone, a money deal. There's someone that is involved in a money deal pertaining to his information. So they're like, he's winning trials. He's going to get out. He's going to be okay. Then they go and they attack him somehow. They find a way to attack him. 6 of Cups. They're the ones, they returned. 6 of Cups is that they returned. They returned to do what they did. All right. I'm not gonna go any longer on this. 'Cause I think this is way longer than I really wanted it to be. Because he really had a lot going on. Before I end it, I just want to say, that this is a lot. This is a lot for one person to deal with insurance and people having life insurance policies and things, issues with the school, somebody making duplicates and copies of things in the school, and then or claims somebody's putting out in the school that caused problems, someone he was working with, someone saying he stole something but he really didn't, because he's investigating situations of people using information. He's finding out about insurance policies. Something odd is going on with the foster care, the adoption he experienced. There's money owed to him that there's multiple people that they're really on that money. They're really on that money. They're on the money to the point where they're gang stalking. Knight of Wands. All right. That was Kalief Browder's case. If you have questions, comments, or concerns about it, you know where to find me. May his spirit go with peace. Be well. Take care. Bye.